So the windshield wiper is from Liaz, am I right?
It looks similar. We need to check. Let's go compare.
I don't know. You're guys from the fifth wheel whom I appreciate, respect, and often use their material, sorry? That it's from Liaz. So this bus served in the KGB. That sounds serious.
I was KGB at the KGB sanatorium.
But it still transported serious and respected people.
Of course. In approximately 33 years of operation, it has only covered just a mere 65,000 kilometers.
I have more mileage. Turn the drum, spin the wheel. You really have to work and put in effort to make a turn. Multi-turn steering wheel. No, it spins effortlessly and smoothly. Well, you can see, with just one finger. The amplifier from Maz fits here just perfectly without a hood cover, and it fits seamlessly and without any issues. Although there are different types of Maz buses, it doesn't matter. It's nice to drive. And again, memories come flooding back. They started producing the Fast 3205 around 1985, and I rode on a beautifully, wonderfully, and intricately decorated, festive similar bus to the Christmas tree in the city of Volokolamsk. School number 2, city of Volokolamsk. Hello! For some reason, we somehow think that square Pazzi buses are buses born in the blessed 1990s and stormy thousands. But I hasten to surprise you, comrades. The development of a new, innovative, and highly anticipated promising bus, which was successfully initiated at the Pavlovsky plant, began in the early year of 1972. For general development and understanding, it took 15 years to develop a new bus that was supposed to take the place of the divine Kolobok. 15 long, undeniably irrevocable years. And this bus was supposed to be new. It was called the Paz 3203. A whole range was planned, including all-wheel drive vehicles, tourist buses, and all sorts of necessary ones. But planned economy and come on, do it, but we won't give you any money for modernization. This was a common phenomenon in the late SSR. We have the Paz 3205. How is it different from the PAZ 3202? By the end of the 80s, it became clear that 672, even after modernization, was completely outdated. But there was no money for new ones. And they took the path of least resistance. They took the body from O2 model and the chassis from the Kolobok. I won't be original, and will say that the bus body and wagon configuration, built according to the canons of the USSR, where converting trucks into buses was a fashionable, necessary thing to do. And while the large Soviet buses evolved in terms of design and structural bodies, the small ones did not. The frame, the foundation of everything. The frame will withstand everything. The bus will rot, but the frame won't. I completely forgot, just a small remark. The 3202 was supposed to be produced using components and assemblies from ZIL, but they went back to the Gazelle. Moreover, such a frame can withstand anything. It's powerful, with two I-beams of different sections supported by cross members taking on all the stress, and the frame itself rests on the axles. On top of the frame, the body is installed, or rather it grows out of it, so with some stretch the phrase integrated frame can be used. The car has some differences. A metal bumper with steps. The hood hinges are indeed specifically designed like handles. Carefully, there's a handle on the pillar. It's very convenient to wipe those huge windshields. Well, you have to agree. By the way, the little bus is small but mighty. The dimensions of the vehicle hint at this. The length is 7 meters, the width is 2.5 meters, and the height is 2880 millimeters. The base is 3600. Thanks to the very good glazing, the bus doesn't look like a heavy brick. And yes, the early model has vents on all, I emphasize, all the windows. At the rear, there are minimal differences. Also, the bumper has steps, handle loops, and the platform is square with a plastic insert. And as you might expect, of course, it's a characteristic of all small buses. All right, today I'll refer to it as the sanitation hatch. In war, all the buses turn into ambulances. I want to go over the chassis. Everything seems familiar, the Gaz, but not quite in the same form as before. Here, for example, is the rear axle. The rear axle is kind of our own. It's made in the city of Kanash, which is in Chuvashia at Kaz. There are, of course, leaf springs, as well as corrective springs. They are positioned above the leaf springs. Why? It's like the powerful arms of an athlete. When the leaf springs are loaded, the springs stretch and pull the leaf spring back. The front also seems familiar, but I need to clarify this. In my bus stories, I often highlight the front suspension. The beam is a Pavlovsk exclusive, with steering and other parts from Gaz, plus components from ZIL. The bushings and spindle are stronger, and the entire suspension is from Kolobok. Entry to the cabin is through a single double-leaf door, opening with a charming hiss. You can only enter the cabin through one double-leaf door, which opens with a charming little hiss. The steps are a bit high, to put it mildly. To understand, the floor height above the road is 875 millimeters, and the ceiling height is 1965. Oh my God, how bright it is! Yellow, no. Man, back then people still believed in the brightness of the world. It was later, after the collapse of the Union and other heresies, that all our cars became a dull gray. Color shows early models. Handrails in plastic, fasteners match interior. Also, the metal handrails are hidden under plastic and fasteners are painted to match the interior. 23 People have every right to sit on fairly soft seats, and the total capacity of the cabin is 53. And more than half, well, those who are standing are male. After all, in our country, men typically stand while women, children, and the elderly generally sit. Luggage racks.
Багажные полки.
To be honest, I don't remember those. Yeah, there's a lot I don't remember now. As for ventilation, as I mentioned earlier, all the vents on the windows are designed to open fully to allow maximum airflow. There are 3 hatches located on the roof. One of them serves a dual purpose. It can be used as an emergency exit if the bus tips over. It's time to get behind the wheel. And the driver has his own door. But I'll exit through the emergency one. I noticed a bumblebee that needs to be saved. To access the engine, you can approach it from the front of the vehicle. It's worth mentioning that the hood is secured with a latch. This latch must be released to open the hood, ensuring, well, here are the seat belts and all that. Or through the cabin. It's just pristine.
Он просто девственный.
Wow! The plastic covers are absolutely intact, and indeed, all the pockets are in good condition. The glass is cheerful. The engine is old school, hailing from the 50s. ZMZ 672, gasoline, V-shaped, 8-cylinder, power 115 or 120 HP at 3200, 3400 RPM. The torque is 284.5 Nm, based on Gas 53, some mods. Approximately 1400 Newton meters at 2000 to 2500 RPM. The conceptual Gas 53 with some minor modifications. Well, let's carefully close the hood with the soft blanket that is thoughtfully integrated into it. Please, I beg you, don't kill me with the intense and scorching fire in the unbearable heat. Hope you sleep tight and have a restful night. The most important thing here is absolutely the stickers with the woman. Everything else is just nonsense. Well, the speedometer, brake system pressure, oil temperature, coolant temperature, and buttons. Did you notice that the entire interior is finished with plastic elements? There's even a little shelf in the cabin. Behind the back of each seat, there's actually a textured plastic cover, you know? Where did all of this go later? I don't know. About the ventilation. Well, first of all, there's a huge window. Above there's intake ventilation. There are retractable blinds at the feet that cool the driver's legs. Defrosting for the front windshield, defrosting for the side window so everything is visible in the right mirror. And individual lighting for the driver's seat. And again, it's closed off from the cabin. On the right side, there's a mechanism or lever for easily opening, the only door that opens easily and conveniently without using your hands. The light switches, the heater. A complex part was needed for the ignition lock. This is the kind of complex part that had to be made to install the ignition switch. No, it's convenient in principle, but it's strange. And what immediately pleasantly surprises you, although I was aware of it, is that the bus starts moving quite briskly in second gear, picking up speed. It's not a car, but it's not a truck either. The maximum speed that the Pavlovsky bus can reach is 90 km/h. They say the Pavlovsky Miracle was accelerated to 110 km/h. No, well, you know, maybe downhill when it's fully loaded. I mean, I still don't believe it. And the gearbox here is a 4-speed. Well, probably 60-70 is just right. And with such glazing, you definitely drive and enjoy. You can really do it with one hand. The maneuverability is also impressive. It's easy to maneuver in traffic. Well, that's how it seems to me, to go around obstacles and reindeer herders by the roadside. And with that ground clearance, you could totally drive off the asphalt and roll into the sunset on a dirt road. But it won't work. The bus is part of the collection of vehicles at the Exhibition and Educational Center of the State Unitary Enterprise Passenger Autotrans, located in the city, for me, Leningrad, on Dnepropetrovskaya Street. From exceptionally uncomfortable. You see, the gear shift lever is located too close to my right leg, and shifting into second gear becomes really very difficult. It hits against my thigh, and it slaps hard indeed. I asked Fyodor what else could possibly be said about this particular bus, and Fyodor said, "The Pazik is everything for us." You get to the back seat with the guys, quite far away from the teacher, and there you are comfortably in a padded jacket, a rooster hat, and rubber boots, rolling through the fields. And what's surprisingly enough surprising is that on the dirt roads, the Pazik didn't actually shake the life out of you. It rode smoothly. The hunt for memories and treasured moments continues. Quiet.